Urban Meyer. Let's hear from Urban about JT.
Well, with JT Barrett, you get arguably one of my favorite players of all time and a winner, a guy that's won multiple Big Ten championships and won most of the games he played at Ohio State. You also get a very good passer. You get an athlete that's a very effective runner. But better than that, you get one of the toughest guys that's going to be on the field. With that said, when your quarterback's a tough guy like that, everyone else around you plays a little harder. So I look for JT Barrett to have a great season and win a lot of games.
You know, in the quarterback world, he's played with a lot of great ones. He was in New Orleans with Drew Brees. He was at Ohio State with Joe Burrow. And you just keep hearing the same things. Everybody who's been around JT Barrett loves him. They respect him. The O-line loves blocking for him. Receivers love running routes for him. And the guy's just a magnet. And it's guys like that, it's just a matter of time until they really find success. Ready?
All right. Slings it to the outside. And the first catch of the night for Carrance Higgins. Here's JT's timeline. Of course, injury impacted his career at Ohio State. Split time with Cardale Jones there, and then starter ahead of Joe Burrow. It's amazing how things change from Ohio State's perspective.
Well, when Urban was there, they just kept reloading. I mean, Dwayne Haskins, due to Joe Burrow getting an injury, he gets the nod. He's a 15th pick in the draft, and then, ladies and gentlemen, Joe Burrow, the #1 pick, the Heisman Trophy winner, national champ. So they had a good thing going, and they still do at Ohio State.
Tried to draw him offside before the end of the quarter, but they could not. So we will step aside. For the 7-0 game, the Conquerors are going to win their first game of this Spring League 2020 fall campaign. 7-0 after one. JT Barrett back to work. We got a chance to talk with him yesterday, Jordan. The practice squad time with New Orleans Saints. I loved the line he gave to us. Playing under Drew Brees was like getting a doctorate in quarterbacking.
Well, it is, and I used to spend my offseason in Southern California when I was playing, working out with Drew in the offseason. There's all these little things that you can take from a guy like that, but the biggest thing you take is just the preparation and the way he approaches the game. And the other guy I played with in college for a little bit, Joe Burrow, and the way those guys approach the game, when you're around greatness like that, and all those Ohio State players that are playing in the NFL, that elevates everything about you, and I think that's why we're going to see a bright future for JT.
Here comes trouble. Barrett got rid of it. Oh, it's a touchdown to Bug Howard.
And the first name out of JT's mouth yesterday when I asked him who he was excited about, usually you hear a wideout, but it was Bug Howard, the tight end. And we see him down here at the bottom of your screen. You got a two-safety look here, and sending two guys down to this side, he kind of widens out and then gets vertical, and just as JT's getting hit, puts it really throws him open there. That's an easy ball to overthrow. It's an easy ball to leave inside, but he doesn't do either of those things. Hits him in stride, absolute dime, hanging in there off play action. And, I mean, I'm happy for him, but I also expect to see these things from a player like JT Barrett.
PAT is no good. So, 1-point game, but JT Barrett is on the board. All right, JT Barrett did his part.
These guys can fucking run by him.
Bug Howard, a 52-yard TD.
Yeah, and the only way this works is if your tight end can run, and we see him get off the ball here, and he widens like he's running a quarter out. That just gets that safety shoulders turned, but JT's got to throw this ball before Bug Howard is even turned and gone vertical. So, again, with no real practice, like there's no way these guys have practiced that versus the defense. And so it's just great feel. That's what you expect from a guy who's had his college career that he's had and learned from some of the players he's played with. But that's a great job, not just hanging in the pocket, taking a hit, but doing that and throwing the tight end open, throwing it to a spot. That's very different than a guy being wide open and hitting him in stride. You're essentially throwing that before he even gets to full stride. So very impressive drive. JT Barrett.
The point you made to me was this is what you expect. As bouncing to the outside here is a Jenny Harris. And he's finally ripped down after crossing midfield on a 60-yard return. So that'll set up the Conquerors with a short field here, leading 7-6. Well, Jake Ford is from Shepparton, Australia. He's missed a field goal and a PAT, but maybe taking some of his frustration out on the return man for the Conquerors. Take a look.
I mean, he's absolutely physical, takes on the block and gets himself a tackle, and then tried to get in the mix a little bit. I mean, he's from Australia, and I would not be shocked to hear that he's got some Australian football in his background.
Oh, I'm sure.
Playing some footy and getting physical, and he's looking to get in the mix there. I love it.
Here we go.
So it was a 58-yard return for Harris and a short field. Conquerors start from the 37. Kevin Anderson back to work. And the carry here for Jordan Conquerors from USF.
Yeah, and offensive coordinator Kevin Gilbride has spent a lot of time in the NFL. And he's going to go with what works. He's going to put guys in a position to have success. You coach that long in the NFL, you coach in a league like the Spring League, you know how to put your players in a position to find success. And so I would look for more of these runs, mixing in some run-pass options, and then the play-action nakeds to come off of it.
Again, who slips by a tackle. I wonder on a run like that, the first thought that comes to my mind, would you rather see him lean in and try to engage there to try to get the first down yardage?
Well, I mean, once the guy's got the ball in his hands, every running back's going to go off of their instincts. And so what we saw Colburn last game rushed for 200 yards earlier today, and it was getting north and south, and Conquerors getting vertical and then trying to get back outside. So the instincts take over with these guys, and whether some guys lean on a stiff arm, some guys jump a lot, some guys get north-south, and some guys bounce. And Cronkite, you called the game last week, though. He's doing a little bit of both.
This is before the snap here. It's going to be a false start.
False start. Offense, number 72. 5-yard penalty. It's still third down.
Robert Myers, former practice squad player in Indianapolis and Denver.
Here we go. Spread right, 590 Nebraska. 2-on-2, ready? Hold on.
Playing the XFL this spring as well. We've seen a lot of former XFL players come over here. A lot of the coaches as well. Into the flat, Conquerors. He's unable to get back to the line to gain. Fourth down.
Yeah, we heard him say 590. It's just a 5-man protection, so that means he's going to get 5 guys out on the route. And he sees right away that whoever's got his running back is not in a position to make a play and gets the ball out of his hand quick. That's a first down if they don't have that procedural penalty before. But they're in a 4th and 1 situation. I love the call to go for it.
4th and 1 from the 28. And the play is completely blown up. Give a lot of credit to Silas Stewart, the second big play he's made tonight. And Alpha's turned over on down.
And this is when you want to have another play. We've got a lot of people in here. This is when you want to be able to check out of it and throw the ball. They're what we call cover 0, which means there's only a couple of guys covering. Everybody else is in between where the tight ends would be, what we call the box. And there's not a running back in the NFL who can take on 3 dudes in the backfield. So great call by the defense. Again, limited play calling opportunities to get out of that and check. And unfortunately, a turnover on downs.
So here's Barrett. He starts from his own 31, and he takes off. Pick up 8 on first down.
You know, and Barrett is a guy where he's not a 4-3 guy, right? We're not talking about that he's a dynamic runner and that he's going to bust this open and rush for 200 yards. What he is an effective runner. He knows when to pull it. He knows how to read that defensive end. He knows how to get what he can get and get down. So he's a safe runner. He's explosive enough to get in the open field and make people miss and make a big play. But he's more of a cerebral runner, a guy who's going to really efficiently get what's there, not necessarily a guy who's going to make 5 guys miss.
This pass is caught. It's Terrence Higgins. Played his college football at D2 Southern Arkansas. First down.
11.
Yeah, and he's just singled up in man coverage here, and he's just got to get inside. He does a great job on the release, but that's the ball placement right there. That ball cannot be too far out in front of him, can't be behind him.
Right. Hard one, ready.
Those slants versus press, cover one, but they're pressed up on him right in his face. You got to hit him between the numbers.
There you go, hard one.
He's a single-digit number, but he hit him on the 1.
Ready. There you go.
Jenny Harris
Kill,
with a tackle there. Former XFLer in Houston.
Oh. Ready.
Late block down to 2. Swing pass to London. Stiff arm from London. He'll get a couple extra. 2.
Well, we've seen kind of 2 trends as we've watched a few of these games, Alex. On defense, we've seen multiple teams play a lot of man coverage. Cover 1. Again, pretty limited on all the different things they could run on defense. So they're playing cover 1. It creates opportunities to take shots down the field. Creates opportunities to get the ball in the running back's hands in space on these swing routes. We've seen multiple teams now take advantage of that. But at some point, you also want to take a shot down the field.
Second and 8. Aaron will keep it short. It's London again. He'll get 1. And now you've got an interesting scenario. 3rd and long. From a decision-making standpoint.
Rocket search. First down, ready. Chip.
And despite what the play call is, if I'm JT Barrett, I'm keying my guy, Bug Howard, tight end number 88. Down here in the slot.
Ready.
Rush 5. And Barrett completes to Higgins. No, excuse me, that's Johnson. He was never touched, but the whistles come. Let's see. Charles Johnson, who does kickoff and punt return duty. If you're playing NFL rules, that, I guess, counts as a touch.
Believe it or not, counts as a tackle.
And it does, yep. And that's a learning moment for Calhoun. And NFL rules here.
We have
Touch
seen
football.
guys score. I'll never forget. I was playing for the Bengals. Kevin Walter, one of my all-time favorite receivers, playing for the Houston Texans, catches a little tiny slant at the end of the game, falls on the ground, no one touches it, gets up and goes for 70. So at some point, every defender needs to see tape of that happening so they know to go ahead and end this play and secure that tackle.
Whoa.
First down.
Ready. Hit.
The 46. The pass batted down. Line of scrimmage. Zach Hall got the hand to it.
Pass batted down at the line. 53.
Yeah, and he's going to come free right here off the edge, and they're going to try and attack this part of the field with a quick slip screen to the wide receiver, but able to get his hand on it. The offensive lineman's got to put his hands on that guy so that he can't jump and put his hands up. You tell these offensive linemen, hey, if one of these defensive linemen's going to jump, you need to put him on his back. You need to put your hands in his chest and drive him backwards and let him know if you're going to jump, it's going to hurt. And so that's something that offensive line coach is probably going to talk about here next time they head to the sideline.
Hall, who plays college football at SEMO, Southeast Missouri. On the outside, Brian Burks. And he'll get 5 or 6 here, bringing up 3rd and manageable. That's a couple times now that they've come close to burnt on the play clock.
And they got away with one here. This right tackle here, John Yarbrough, on this reach block. He's trying to get outside. I'm sorry, it's the guard there. Holds on to him a little bit. No, it was Yarbrough. It's just the right guard pulling on that reach block. And again, it's, in the off season, you can lift weights, you can get stronger and faster, you can work with your coach, but it's hard to replicate some of these situations where, these reach blocks getting your hands off guys. But get away with them there, and we'll see if they can finish this drive off.
Timeout. 8.5 to go. Second quarter. 7-6. Conquerors. JT Barrett back to work. We're eavesdropping on his conversation during the commercial break. We want to try to hurry things up here. Try to get the defense a bit tired. First, this third down to deal with. As Barrett is ripped down. Sacked by Kenneth Mann. First-year pro out of Oklahoma.
Yeah, this is just Kenneth Mann winning his one-on-one matchups. Fighting through a double team. With a four-man rush, when there's 4 down linemen and there are only 4 coming, we've got 5 linemen blocking it. And sometimes when you have 2 guys on one, you'd think that's a huge advantage, right? We've got 2 offensive linemen blocking 1 guy. But there's a lot of communication that has to happen between the offensive line. It's easy to get split. I mean, these guys on defense are big and powerful too, and so often it's the little tiny technique or communication things. It's difficult for the offensive line, and that time Kenneth Mann, just an effort play, getting through there and getting sacked.
Fair catch at the 16-yard line by Michael Bandy.
I was bummed the kicker punter, Jake Ford, didn't get a chance to run down there and hit somebody.
Oh, well, I love the tats. He is all tatted up down there. I want to see him get another shot at kicking field goals. Fascinating backstory.
All right, here we go. Hey.
Yeah, he's got to have some Australian rules football in his background. Has to. I love when kickers are physical.
Here we go, here we go.
So here's Kevin Anderson. The outside, and the catch made by Papali. Second grab, first since the touchdown. Very quietly, Kevin Anderson 6 for 6.
26.
Yeah, we mentioned a little bit of struggles last week, but
Here we go.
all you can do is come out and be efficient. Now, 5 of his throws have been very easy throws. Get it out of your hand quick, and then we saw him put an absolute dime in the back right corner of the end zone for a touchdown. And so they're mixing it up, and the comfort level's got to be there. If they can continue to run the ball this way, they're going to continue to open up other things in their offense.
Run again with Salima, who picks up a first down.
And what's been really effective for Salima in this offense has been the runs outside the tackles. That was an example of what we call sprint draw, where the quarterback starts to roll to the right, the whole offensive line moves to the right, and it's just kind of like changing the point of attack for the offensive line, and allows get these running backs out in space.
Ball at the 31-yard line, first and 10.
First down. Anderson decided to keep it, got back to the original line of scrimmage. It's another one of these guys, Kevin Anderson, who's in his second stint with the Spring League. Got a lot of value out of it. The first time was a success story with the league. One of the all-time leading